Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to be testing out a brush set that I have been wanting to try out for quite some time, ever since I got my last FabFitFun box a couple months ago, but I just haven't been able to get around to it yet. And so these are the Terre, I think that's how you say it. I'm not French. I'm saying it wrong. Just ignore that. But I got this brush set, part of my FabFitFun box. Now this was an add-on item. This wasn't one that actually came with the box. I think it came with the box several seasons ago, but I saw this. They looked really soft. They looked really nice. So I wanted to try these out. And like I said, I've held off. I haven't even opened the box or anything at this point. Now this brush set does come with 8 different brushes, and I did look online because when you get it from FabFitFun, the prices are different. What you get is a little bit different. And I didn't see the actual set from the Terre Cosmetics website, but you can buy each of the brushes individually. So what I will do is, as I go through, I will list what that brush is individual according to the website, if it's on there. Now I know you can buy it like from some secondhand kind of places where they're selling it like on Poshmark and things like that, but from the actual website itself, I don't believe they sell this set as a whole, but you can buy the pieces individually. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up here. It just comes in a bag like this. There's no box or anything like that comes with it, and they do all have the little tabs on them to keep them clean and fresh. Like I said, you do get 8 different brushes. Included in the set, there is a foundation brush, a blush brush, bronzer brush, concealer and blending brush, an eyeshadow brush, an eyeliner, and a lip brush. So you do only get 8, so you're not going to be able to get like 1,000 different eyeshadows in with the brushes. And I don't think I would actually do my foundation with this foundation brush. This is more of a powder brush for me. Use a brush for foundation. I typically go towards a kabuki type brush or even a flat round brush, but not so much this one. This is definitely more for powder. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into the brushes. And before I do that though, I'm not going to use this fluffy brush to put on my foundation. So I'm going to go in and use my kabuki brush to do that first. And I'm going to be using my Cover FX Power Play foundation. I do like this better with the beauty sponge, but I'm using brushes today, so I'm going to keep with that theme and use my kabuki brush for that. I also just did a recent review on this foundation, so if you want to watch it, I will link that video down below for you guys in the description box. So to actually begin with the brushes, I'm going to start out with the concealer, and for concealer I'm going to use the Millennium Retouch and Erase Concealer, and I am actually going to use that concealer brush, even though again that's not really normally what I use this for. A lot of times I will use the same kabuki brush or sponge if that's how I'm applying the foundation, but you know, for the sake of it, we're just going to do that. And a lot of times I will use the concealer brushes for eyeshadow or what have you, but not really for concealer. But you know, we're gonna just do that today. Okay, so far this isn't working, which is why I don't normally use these brushes, because it is just kind of making it look streaky and smearing it around rather than kind of blending it. If I do it on my nose. Yeah, no. Concealer brush, nope. I'm gonna just take my sponge here and blend that out. So that was not a good start to the video with that, but again, you know what? I don't like those types of brushes for concealer anyway, so I'm just going to ignore that and not let that one brush judge or impact my judgment of the rest of this kit. Go ahead and take the loose brush, or the powder brush is what I'm going to call it, the foundation brush, and I'm going to use my Coty Airspun powder here because I'm not really going to bake all that much because my face is dry enough without it. So I'm just going to dip it in there, tap off the excess, and just kind of pat that on my face. So the brush is so soft that it's like flimsy. If you guys can just see the way it's spinning on my face. It's not really picking up a lot of product, just so you can see. This is after dipping it in several times already. I don't know if you can just see kind of, there's just a little bit there. It's not really kind of, the product is not sticking to the brush because it's almost just, you know, too soft and fluffy where it's not dense enough. Once it's on my face, it's also not able to blend it out nicely. You know, if you have a little bit denser of a powder brush, like I really like my Eco Tools powder brush, it will take the excess and really kind of get it off your face so you don't just have the cake face going on. This one is just almost so light and fluffy that it's just kind of falling this way. It's not actually sweeping the product across unless I like grab the bristles like that, and that's just not, then you're just going to move your foundation and the whole thing is ruined. So far we're 0 for 2, guys. It's not a good start. So before I move on to the next one, I will say that I continued to use that brush a little bit, swiping it all over my face, and I did manage to get a lot of the excess powder off, but it took a lot to get it on my face, and then it took a lot to get it off my face, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna move on and hope for the best, and I'm gonna go ahead and continue with the face since I'm not baking, and I'll deal with the eyes here in a minute. And so I'm gonna go in with the brush that they intended for the bronzer brush and my Laura Geller Beach Matte bronzer here. This seems awfully small for a bronzer brush, but we're just gonna see. So I think that this would be better as a contouring brush because it's so small. You can really create this line. But if you're just looking for a straight kind of soft bronzing brush that is going to just kind of soften the edges and not create kind of that harsh line, this is probably not the best brush for that because it is so small. It's just creating a line and not kind of blending out to just create a little shadow effect. Okay, I just had to throw my hair up. It is so dry and staticky that it was driving me nuts. But to the brushes, this one is not that bad. Again, I think I would like it better as just a straight kind of contouring brush if I really want to deepen a contour rather than just kind of warming up the skin a little bit. But I'm not mad at it. I don't hate it. And I think so far that's the best one we've got. But I'm going to move on. And we're going to go into blush, and I'm going to use the Anastasia blush kit. I've been using this one a lot lately and loving it. And this is the blush brush that they have. I'm just going to lightly kind of brush that on. That's kind of pretty. Again, it's not picking up just a ton of stuff, which is kind of nice when you want blush, which, you know, because you don't want it to just be straight pink on your cheeks. So this I like. This brush, I'm liking this one. It's creating a nice soft blush here, not something crazy powerful, and is very light. And so when you want that just kind of airbrushed look, a little bit of pink, this is nice. I would recommend this one. By the way, I realize I haven't told you guys, even though I told you I would tell you. So the foundation brush that I didn't really like all that much is $42, so you can skip that one. The bronzer brush that I kind of liked is $34, so there's probably some better ones out there. And this blush brush is also $34. This I like. This one is worth it, absolutely. And then the concealer brush is $29. So that one you can also skip. So far the ones that I think are worth the price, especially because they are a little bit more expensive, is the blush brush mostly and kind of the bronzing brush, kind of. All right, so there is not a brush in here for highlight. So I'm just going to go in with my finger here because why not? So we're gonna move on to eyes and hope for better things. And so I'm gonna go in with my Lorac Unzipped Ocean Sunset palette here, and using the fluffy brush, I am going to go in with Horizon right here and apply that all over my lid. Now, just because I'm testing out the brushes, I didn't really prime my eyes or anything like that because I'm not testing out the eyeshadow palette. I just want to test out the brushes. And so it holds a lot of product until you tap it off, and then it's gone, which is part the eyeshadow, part the brush. They are very soft, and as far as the blending brush goes, it does feel nice on my skin, but it is, again, just not quite dense enough, so I don't feel like it is kind of packing on the color, or at least spreading the color as much as I would like. It's kind of just sweeping away in the dust, in the wind. Or because I don't have another brush here, I'm going to go in with this same brush, and I'm going to go in with High Tide right here and apply that to my crease. It's a little bit big for my crease, but you know, we're just going to work with it. So before I move on to the next brush, the blender brush is also $29, and I like that one. I think it's very soft. It was a little bit light, but that's okay because, again, I also don't have primer on or concealer on my eyelids or anything like that. So this one I do like. Again, I don't really think it's worth the price because there are other blender brushes that are just as good. Like I have my Dew Color brushes that I also did a review on, and those were much, much, much cheaper and performed the same way and were similarly soft. So there's just better options out there for the price and for what you get. But I'm gonna move on and try out the flat eyeshadow brush. And so for that, I am going to go in with Sandbar right here and just apply that all over the lid. So this brush actually held a lot more color than the others. All of the other brushes have so far. It's held the most product, which, I mean, it is a flat brush, so they usually do, and it's just why I use them more for packing colors on. But yeah, I like this brush too. So this eyeliner brush really is not that bad. It wasn't super duper smooth. Again, not my favorite, but it's not bad. It's better than I was expecting it to be. I was just kind of expecting it to be so soft that it was almost flimsy and put the eyeliner everywhere. Except, of course, where I wanted it. So, of course, I say that, you guys, and then this happened. I don't know if you can see it very clearly on camera, but as it did this little, like, flick move, and now there's, like, this random streak, like, right here on my eye. So, that won't come off. And even concealer is not getting in there all that great. So I think I'm going to pass on this one too. And it's really disappointing that a brand whose brushes are so expensive and look so nice are not really performing all that well. There are some that are really much better. So this eyeliner brush is $24 and I would just pass on it. So right now, really the only ones I think are worth it was the flat eyeshadow, the blending eyeshadow, and this blush brush. Other than that, just pass. It's just a hard pass. So I have one more brush to show you guys, but first I'm going to, so I don't look quite so crazy, put on some mascara, and then I'll be back to show you the last one. Okay, so last is this little lip brush right here, and the lip brush also from the website costs $20, so it's slightly less expensive than the others, but again, $20 for a lip brush, it's not really, I mean, how worth it can it be for 20 bucks? So for lips, I'm going to use the Ish Lip Statement palette here that was also included in the FabFitFun box. And they don't really have shade names as far as I can tell, but I'm going to go in with this kind of nude peachy pink right here in the middle. You know, I kind of made fun of this brush for being $20, and it just might be one of my favorites out of all of these ones that I've tried so far. Okay, you guys, so that's it. Those were all the brushes. For the most part, don't spend your money on this. Just don't. It's kind of a waste. And luckily, I didn't really spend that much money. I think I spent like $25 on the whole kit. So, but buying them individually on the website themselves, it's really not worth it. Again, I liked the blush brush here, and I liked the eyeshadow brushes, and I liked the lip. Now, I'm disappointed with the way that they came out. And luckily, again, I didn't spend a whole lot of money myself because I did get them through FabFitFun, but I just was hoping for a lot more for the prices that they cost. You know, Morphe brushes are very similarly priced, but those are actually quite a bit less than Morphe, and they perform a lot better. So I just think there's a lot better options out there for your money rather than buying all of these. You can actually buy quite a few brushes for the price that all 8 of these actually cost individually. So anyway, hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think down in the comments section. I've got some more things coming out for you guys, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of those videos that are coming. Until I can get those videos out for you guys, as always, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.